This video will show you how to test a thermal fuse on a Maytag Atlantis or Neptune dryer that won't start or run. Safety first, so always disconnect power before servicing any electrical appliance, and do remember the internal edges of the machines are quite sharp, so be careful not to cut yourself on the sharp edges while working on the inside of the machine. If you don't know how to take the machine apart, click here for the video for disassembly, and then you'll be able to do the testing. This is a Maytag Atlantis dryer. I've got it tilted up using a brick down there to support it so that I can get to the parts that we want to do the testing on for a dryer that won't start or won't run. I've already done the disassembly. If you don't know how to take this dryer apart, see my other video in the description below. There's a link there where you can go, and there's also a link on the screen here where you can click it and go straight to it to disassemble the dryer. Once you've got it disassembled, there is where the parts are for testing the thermal fuse and the thermostat. I'm going to zoom in on those parts, and then I'm going to show you how to do the testing here in just a second. Okay, on this Maytag dryer here, I want to show you on the Maytag. This is Atlantis. It's kind of the same as the Neptune. If it won't start, won't make any noise when you try to start it, it could be that the fuse, which is the thermal fuse, has gone bad. Now this fuse right here, of course it's unplugged. Make sure you unplug it before you do any kind of testing. But there's two wires that go to this white pill-shaped fuse, and right here is the thermostat next to it. That's the operating thermostat. If this fuse loses continuity, that means it got hot enough for it to blow the fuse. Could be something stopped up in the exhaust, made it get too hot, or that thermostat could have quit working. To test the fuse, remove at least one wire from it, so that way you're only testing the fuse itself and not back testing the circuit. Use an ohm meter set to the ohm meter gauge or range, and test it, make sure it's working. It's on continuity test. And of course I get tone on continuity, so now that's what we're looking for, is continuity. Attach one lead to one terminal, then touch the other terminal. Now I've got tone, so that means that thermal fuse is good, and it would not be the problem in this case. If it didn't have tone, that would mean that the thermal fuse was bad, and if that was the case, you always replace these at the same time. If this fuse is bad, it could have been gone bad because of a bad thermostat. So you always want to change both. Otherwise, if you change just the fuse and this part here is actually bad, it'll keep blowing fuses till you change them both and keep costing you money and time. So anyways, if it's good, you put it back together and look for something else to be wrong. But that's how you test the thermal fuse to see if it's good or bad. There's only one screw right here to take off and change it if you need to change it. Very simple. I don't think I need to show you that procedure. But that's how you test the thermal fuse for Maytag Atlantis and Maytag Neptune style dryers. For a dryer that won't start, that could be the issue. It could be start switch, or could be a door switch, or a lot of other problems. But that's a thermal fuse test, and that's where you'd replace it if you needed to.